This reunion was juicy. Baby, they left no crumbs. And we find out that half of the cast is full of shit. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on Love is Blind Season 6, The Reunion. Ooh, I'm still trying to recover. When I tell you this reunion was good, oh man, so many things were exposed this episode. So we start off with the only couple that made it this season, which is Amy and Johnny, and they're so cute. And they're still happy, they're still in love, and they cover them a couple of times throughout the show. But the main drama was the couples that didn't make it, like Jeremy and Laura. We find out that Jeremy is now with Sarah the snake. They're together and they're living together. And so they asked Jeremy, why would you lie about where you were knowing Laura could see your location? And the BS that comes out of his mouth, like, ugh, Jeremy, just give it up and just be honest and say you're a piece of shit. Just say it. And so Laura, she is in, I think, Barcelona, Spain right now for work. And she says, look, Jeremy and Sarah are disgusting. I don't care to even deal with any of them at this point, as far as Sarah and Jeremy are concerned. But we do see that at the lake house during the season, they show us a clip of Sarah apologizing to Laura for pretty much stealing her man. But Laura says, look, okay, yeah, I guess I can receive your fake ass apology, but Jeremy is not the man that I thought he was. In other words, Jeremy is not the man that you think he is. But Sarah, being a desperate pick me and I want to be on TV type of girl, they exposed her on this reunion. She exposed that, pretty much saying that her and Jeremy were together before we got to the end of the season. So, of course, production was going to call her out for that type of nonsense. And on top of that, she did a live, I guess, that said, hey, this is reality TV. This is entertainment. We didn't miss. This is just entertainment. So at that point, Nick Lachey and his wife is like, what did you mean by we didn't miss and this is entertainment? They made Sarah look like a complete fraud. And that she was pretty much there just for television and Instagram. And the girls don't even want to deal with Sarah. They pretty much see her as a fraud also. And the main thing is they're saying they don't like how the situation was handled with Jeremy. Like, it was trashy at the end of the day. And she's not a girl's girl. She's real quick to screw other females over, in their opinion. Do you agree? I'm just saying. Do you agree? So at that point, to me, both Jeremy and Sarah come off like they're trying to play innocent. Sarah even tries to come at Laura and say, you're the pick me, Laura. I'm not the pick me. Child, the whole world thinks you're the pick me at this point. Laura is explaining why she was so upset. And she says her 96-year-old grandmother had a flight to her wedding. She had Jeremy meet her family. Even Jeremy met the dog, child. She wanted to make sure you met my fur baby and you want to diss me, it's going to be a damn problem. So, she was like, look, my whole family was ready for this. You got introduced to my family. My grandmother was coming. And just within a matter of hours, a day, now all of a sudden you want to go to Sarah. And she also said, look, Sarah and Jeremy, you guys did not come in here with any humility. And you're coming at me as if I did something wrong. And that's the problem that she's having. And, at that point, I can totally understand Laura and how she felt. Laura definitely did come off strong at certain points in the episodes in this season. But hearing that, I could see why she was pissed, especially if she was there for all the right reasons. But at the end of the day, Sarah and Jeremy are allegedly together. Allegedly, because Chelsea says that she saw Jeremy twice since the actual show, and both times, I guess he said he's not with Sarah. She would ask and he would say, no, we're not together. So they're having their ups and downs too. So I'll just leave it at this. Well, Sarah and Jeremy, you lose them, how you get them. So moving on. So Laura mentions the bean dip situation and saying it was a joke. And, I had to think about this. While I thought it was inappropriate as hell, I know that a lot of people were saying that they thought it was racist. And please let me know what you think in the comments, because I felt like being dipped was like kind of getting a quick feel, so to speak. And that's also inappropriate. Like it's clearly wrong. But why is it racist? Now, I will say this. Maybe some are saying that why do that to AD, the only black girl on the show? And I definitely get that. They kept talking about AD's body, but she does have the best body, the best natural body. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's the reason why people feel like it's racist, because it's like, why wouldn't you being dip the other girls? But they were talking about how great her body is. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about it. It was still inappropriate. It was still ignorant. But at the same time, we didn't see her actually say it to Jeremy, if I'm not mistaken. We just know that Jeremy brought it up on camera, which honestly, I think Laura should have known right then and there what type of man Jeremy was. So, child. Trevor comes on stage and we find out that he was in a relationship while he was doing the experiment. And they read the text messages. They pretty much show Trevor saying, I love you, honey. And this girl is saying, I'm going to cry. And he's like, I'm going to call you. And Trevor can't say a damn thing. He is on mute. He can't say shit, but claims that he came to this show and to do this experiment to find someone that was not his typical. The girl on the text message was his typical, but he wanted to find someone that wasn't his average girl that he normally dates. Now, this man, after Chelsea chose Jimmy, reached back out to the woman on the text messages and said he wanted to marry her. So once he did not get Chelsea, he went back to this girl and said, marry me. I be damn. So Nick is like, you fraud ass piece of shit. Did you do this to get fame or to advance your career? And he's like, what career? Yeah, what career? Because your improv is horrible. Once they called him out, he had nothing to say. I'm going to need you to pick it up. I'm going to need you to say what the hell you mean to say or what you going to lie about, but just make it good, damn it, if you're trying to be an actor. But with that being said, he was quiet as a church mouse, didn't have anything to say about it when he got called out, and they pretty much cast him off the island. Once they exposed him, they was like, get your ass up and get the hell off of our stage. I loved it. Nick Lachey. Nick Lachey was going in tonight. He was going in, and his wife, but Nick Lachey, there was certain things that he was saying. I was loving it. Absolutely loving it. AD and Clay. Clay says he doesn't deserve love and marriage. Child, that's game. He also said he's going to therapy and he's working on himself. Okay. So he claims he loves AD and didn't mean to hurt her. And like AD said, you played in her face. And he did. Look, I would love to believe that Clay is working on himself, but he ain't shit. Okay? He ain't shit, but he act just like that damn daddy of his. His mama, in my opinion, even know that he ain't shit. But that's her son. So she is going to protect her son, of course. I just don't believe him. If you guys saw the actual wedding episode, what he did was absolutely disgusting. You knew before you got to that altar what you were thinking and you were not ready. Hell, in my opinion, he knew he wasn't ready when he signed up for the show, which is making me think more and more that this year, in my opinion, was a year of frauds. This season was a year of frauds that people came on this show for other reasons, okay? And it is so obvious at this point. Why would you sit up there and have this girl get the wedding dress, have her family come out there, her nieces, the babies come, just to sit up there and say, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I have no respect for him doing that to her. I don't. Now, I know people have their opinions, like AD being a pick me and that wasn't even her first choice. I get it. But at the same time, don't waste her time. At least I can give it up to Jimmy. And he took Chelsea to the amusement park and said, yeah, bitch, I don't want to marry you. He did that before he got to the altar. I don't like the fact that Clay sat up there and just pretty much made AD feel like shit in front of everyone. Her family, his family. I don't like it. But with that being said, he gives props to Brett from season 4 and said that Brett is, in his example, is a true like definition of a good husband, a good man, and Brett, black man to black man, Brett says it's humbling that, you know, Clay would say that. And he also, Brett, came from a dysfunctional background, and he was nervous about how he would show up, but his wife has created a space for him to grow and show up. So the reality is that a woman, the right woman, will give you the space. You just have to show up, Clay. And Clay, you didn't want to show up. I mean, I would love to see if he's actually a work in progress, but a lot of these guys, in my opinion, and some of the girls, they just don't want to look like the bad person on a TV show. Now, he claims he loves her. AD, of course, cries because she just wants to be loved so badly. They ask her, would she ever date Clay again? She pauses. She kind of implies like no, because he's already had her. I don't know, AD. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I believe you. So we have Jimmy, and Jimmy explains how Chelsea bringing up him having freaky tales with one of his friends was the final breaking point for him. He was done at that point, but he still carried on because he loved her. And, I don't know, you guys. Do you think Jimmy really loved Chelsea? Like, let's have an honest conversation. He just seemed so awkward and was going through the motions. Maybe, as time went on, he really could see himself being with her, or he became more comfortable. I just don't know. I really don't know. But Jess clocks Jimmy for lying in an interview, trying to imply that she was not real. And he made it seem like, I guess, once she didn't get the response that she wanted, she left after 10 minutes. And Jessica's like, that's a damn lie. And so production at that point brings out the receipts. And they were in that pod for 2 hours. Okay? 2 long hours. So it just proves that Jimmy lied. And Jess was like, I thought we were cool, but for you to, do an interview like that and pretty much lie on me, like, yeah, I'm good off of you. And then they also bring up how Chelsea compared herself to Megan Fox. She says she regrets it because people are so harsh and mean on the internet. And yes, people are harsh and mean. Like I said before, just don't compare yourself to celebrities. You will fail every single time. And it doesn't mean that you're not beautiful. I don't think Chelsea is ugly at all. But comparing yourself to a celebrity who literally for a living is supposed to look good, you're not going to win. You're just not going to win. So they finally get to Britney and Kenneth. Finally. And at that point, someone questions them or questions Britney and says, do you think having freaky tales before marriage would have created that crave or that spark? And Britney says, I shouldn't have to have freaky tales to confirm my choice on the relationship. And I liked her response. If she doesn't want to have freaky tales before marriage, then so be it. So I respect her. She stood firm and, she was just like, no, I don't need that to confirm if this is going to be my husband. So at that point, they talk about the phone situation with Kenneth. And once Kenneth got his phone, he pretty much ignored the hell out of Britney like she didn't matter. He claims it's because he takes pride in his work and, being a principal is his baby. And, kudos to him for being so young and a principal because I think Kenneth is only 25 years old. But let's just be real. If you're truly in love, that phone would not have been that much of a distraction. It just wouldn't. He says while he didn't look like he cared on TV when they broke up, he pretty much was devastated. He even called Clay. And, he just processes things differently. I get that. And he says that, they're the best of friends now, Kenneth and Britney, and how they pretty much talk every day, which I definitely love that. I don't know if there's ever going to be like a relationship, an intimate relationship in that way. And I don't think they even want that at this point. They just, have a solid foundation, a solid friendship. So at least, they're still on good terms. Then we get to the Clark Kent weirdo, also known as Matthew, and they do a comparison on what he said to AD in the pod versus what he said to Amber in the pod. And it's pretty much the same. Like it is what it is. But we find out that AD went on a couple of dates with Matthew. Yeah, she actually went out on a date. He apologized. I guess she accepted and she went on a couple of dates. But she said after a few dates that there was no spark there. They lived totally different lives. Matthew was invited to the show, but he declined. I wonder why you didn't come to the show because you already knew that they were going to eat your ass up on the show for how you played both of these women. So they also showed a lot of the couples from the past, which I don't know. I don't know if they do this normally, but for me, I felt like they put too much attention on the couples from the past, but I guess they really wanted to show that this experiment works and there are some real relationships out there because this year, in my opinion, there were a bunch of frauds. So with that being said, that is my quick review on Love is Blind Season 6 reunion. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. This was a good season and a good reunion. I'm going to have to give it, I would say a B plus. I wouldn't say an A. I would say a B plus. But what do you guys think about this reunion and think about the season overall? Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.